you listen well? Are you fully present in the moment with everybody that you come into contact with? Do you align yourself with them, with your body and your eyes, and listen? You know, my life was transformed because somebody ended up paying attention to me like that and listening that well. During my formative years, especially during the point of 4th grade through 8th grade, I had a youth pastor by the name of Norman Miller. And he was my youth pastor at Westwood Baptist in Kalamazoo, Michigan. He was in his 40s at the time. He wasn't trying to be hip, wasn't trying to be cool. This man invested in my life. You see, Norm listened better than anybody I had ever met. He made you feel like you were the only person in a room. You could be in a room, an auditorium filled with 500 people, and the way that Norm listened made you feel like you were the only one on planet Earth and that you mattered. In 2005, I ended up shedding my corporate gig to go full-time into ministry. I had been serving for a number of years in youth ministry, but this is when I was leaving my corporate career on Music Row in Nashville to go full-time youth ministry. And it was impressed on my heart to call Norman Miller. You see, I hadn't spoken to him in 17 years before, and I wasn't even sure that he would even remember who I was. But I ended up tracking him down, and I called him up and I said, Pastor Norm, I don't know if you would remember me or not, but my name is Mark Lancaster. And I was part of your youth ministry way back when, and I stopped going there by the time I was in 8th grade, and that's the last time I saw you. And he says, why, Mark, of course I remember you. And no, Mark, you were not in 8th grade the last time that you and I saw and spoke to each other. You were a freshman in high school, Mark. You and I got together and we went to that McDonald's there in Plainwell. And this man proceeded to recall the entire conversation that we had 17 years before. I got off the phone and I bawled my eyes out because you don't remember a conversation that you had 17 years before unless you were fully present in the moment. That changed my life. When I went full-time into youth ministry, I began to tell all the people that served with me in ministry, you cannot be part of my leadership team unless you listen like Norm. Because being listened to feels so close to being loved that the average person can't even tell the difference. I believe that when we listen to people that way, it changes lives. So I encourage you and I challenge you to listen like Norm. You just may change somebody's life.